Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. This is another BMW, but not just any BMW. This is the new 2023 760 BMW. This is unbelievable when you see the inside. The outside is nice. It's obviously been redone, but it's the inside where everything is really completely and totally different. You can catch a little glimpse right there through the window. These beautiful M wheels. This does have the M package on it, as you can see by the deeper front fascia and the blacked out trim on here. And that is very much a controversial little design cue with the headlight assemblies, which are actually here, and then the turn signals and running lights, which are up there. A little bit off, but they've done some other weird things and it's worked out perfect for them before, so they obviously know what they're doing. It's very interesting. I don't mind it. I actually think it's kind of cool. But let's go in here. Now, this is the door handle. If you press that button, the door opens. However, if I press it again, let me get that, because I was in the way of the door. If I press the door and I walk away, it'll open up just enough to get me in. I press this button, and I really don't even need to press. I just tap this button, and here it is. This is the inside. So you have your memory seating, you have your other side seat, you have your lock buttons, your crystal controls for your seating, which are really pretty amazing. And your headrests, it can go up and down, so beautiful. You got your Bowers & Wilkinson sound system here, and right over here you have your lighting controls and your interior dimming controls, and obviously this feature and this beautiful wood that's all polished. Looks gorgeous. We'll show you the window sticker here in a little bit, but you want to get out of the car. Just tap that. The steering wheel goes up and out of the way. The door opens fully. Tap it again, and the door closes. That's pretty amazing. It's very similar controls to what we've seen before. Your volume, your drive modes, your air suspension settings, your parking settings, your auto hold, your shifter, your starter, just the usual stuff that you see, of course, with the iDrive 8, which is what we have. But it's a little bit different because you do have your climate menu and you do have some climate controls here, and then you also have your glove box control here, which will open up the glove box there, which is pretty interesting. But what I like is this glass trim here that is backlit but textured. You can see there's all these little textured lines in here, and then when you go into your settings menu, you can go into, let's go into the settings menu, interior lighting, and you can go to the ambient lighting, and you can turn that up. And then when you go here, there's all these different color palettes that you can choose from, and there's a ton. So you've got ivory, which is pretty much just almost like a white, but kind of a tan. You've got emerald, which is this beautiful green. My favorite is obviously the blue indigo. I like the blue the best. That just looks really pretty. But you've got all kinds of stuff: flamingo, papaya, coral, lavender. That's the purple again right there. And you got rose, which is kind of this pinkish hue. But yeah, we'll go back to, well, there's ocean. Yeah, ocean's really pretty. All right, so there we are. Anyway, iDrive 8 full touch screen on here. Everything's pretty much the same as you would already know from the previous videos. Again, this really gorgeous wood, nicely polished, this leather dash. And then you note that it has heads-up display, but the leather ends here, and there's this kind of a cloth surround like you'd have on the A-pillars here that goes around this trim. That's an interesting design. I also like how they carved this out. This is reminiscent of the older body style S-Classes and S-Class coupes, where they did that. It gives you a sense of more space on the top of the dash, and doesn't make you feel like the dash is so tall, because over here obviously it's a little higher, and then when you go over here it drops way down, which is really nice. You've got a wireless charging pad right here. You have your individual cup holders right here, and then they close up with the touch of a button. Obviously the regular controls, which you already showed. You have your center console storage box with your USB-C ports and a 12-volt outlet here. I do like how they continued the pattern from the seating onto the interior of the center console. It's really nice, and I also like how the patterns match up with those X's. So this is nice up here, but this is really not where you want to spend your time necessarily. So let's open the door, and let's actually wake the car up, and let's go back here. So like I said, if I press that button, oh, it's not working. There it goes. You press that button, it does that. You press that button, the door will open, and there we are. And we enter the back seat of the new 7 Series, which it is a seat, just a seat. It's not the captain's chairs or anything like that. But the really interesting part is here. So let's touch that button, and we close it. Now, you may say, hey, well, if this doesn't work, how do I do it? Well, right down here, there's a release for it right here. So, but that is that. So now you have your window controls, your lock controls, and now you have this touchscreen. So if you swipe up, you can go to all kinds of different areas. You can go to the blinds, so you can tap that and you can open that blind. Now, interestingly enough, it opens this way and not the other way, which I think is pretty amazing. But look at the lines, the lit lines in there. Looks awesome. Like it's like JetCon trails that are lit by the sun. Is the coolest thing. I love that thing. And then you can bring it down and close it from this menu as well. And then you can go back to your home screen, and you have your telephone, you have your display controls here. So you can turn the brightness of this display up or down, depending on what you want to do. Go back to the home screen. You've got lighting back here. So you have your reading lights that you can turn on and off, and the brightness, and then you have your ambient lighting, so you can do that from the rear seat as well. then you also have my modes, so you can go into these different modes, which will change the lighting and change the climate control, maybe turn on the heated seats for you and all that kind of stuff, which is really an amazing thing. And then obviously you have your climate controls here, so you can hit that, open up the climate menu, and you can have different things. So you have climate vents here, and again, that beautiful wood trim on there. And then you also have climate vents up here on the pillars, on the B pillars, on both sides, obviously. And both sides also do have that, so each passenger in the rear seat can control their own area. And then you obviously have your heated seat control, so you can turn your heated seat on, or you can just turn it to the auto setting. This then turns off, and then we go back to the fan, we hit auto, and we are all set. So then we can actually just go back home. We can actually go here to the volume, and then we can change the volume on the source of the radio that's on. We don't have a source on there as of yet, but it is set for that because it is set for Android Auto. So you do have this button here if you want to open the door like regular, and of course you still have your Bowers and Wilkinson sound system. But if you're sitting back here and look at the legroom, like there's just a boatload of legroom, and that seat's pretty leaned back, as you can see, compared to the other one. But yeah, there's a ton of legroom. But again, why would you want to touch that when you could just hit this button right here and let the door open for you? While we're back here, look at the wood accent trim on here. It's just gorgeous. And then you have a little holder right here. You can put an iPad in there or a coat hook or something, and then you have your USB-C port here to charge your device as you are using it. And again, that this is beautiful back here. This is absolutely stunning. And then you also have your center console here, and you have some storage in there as well. And what I don't see is, where are they? There they are, the cup holders. You just push this down, you get your cup holders. You got another little pad right here for your phone. You close that back up, and it's up and out of the way. Now, let's head out. Again, that trim on the seats, they've transferred that leather over to the door panel. That's just awesome. And then you can hit that button and walk away, and the door closes. Now let's go back, hit this button, and take a look at this. So 113.6 to start. This has mineral white, which is included, the extended leather, which is included. Driver assistance is $2,100. Parking assistance, $1,250. And then that beautiful individual. So that's that mirror oak high gloss trim. That's that wood trim that we were looking at. And this car does have a few options. Obviously the automatic doors, the 21-inch wheels, and the massaging front seats. So 121, still a great car. And then of course it's just the same. You just press that and it'll shut it down. Now let's go over a couple of other items that are of interest to me. This design element here on the rear taillight is really nice. I love how they just put the BMW in there. I also love how it's LED, but it's kind of a muted frost look to it. I really do like that. And let's get over to the lighting in the front, because this is where it really gets cool. So you have the daytime running lights on here, and then you have your headlights right in here. Your low and high beams are in there. You'll notice that the kidney grills are lit right here. The surrounds around the kidney grills are lit up. And if I turn on the turn signal. There they are. They just look really nice. And you notice how they go from white to yellow, white to yellow, white to yellow, or amber, obviously, on there as well. And then on the trunk lid, not only do you have that, but you have a separate one on there. And then if you pop the trunk, obviously that one's going to be the one that's going to be working. This is it. This is gorgeous. I mean, if you even just look at that interior, just the way it is. We'll turn that off. That is just gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful in there. Now this is the V8. I have another video coming soon on the full electric, which is somewhat similar but a little bit different. So anyway, 2023 760 V8, obviously, and just a beautiful car. So thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe to this video. Let everybody know that there is more videos coming. And speaking of electric, not only do we have a BMW electric vehicle, we have another vehicle that's fully electric that's quite utilitarian, I'll say that. And it's just outside over there. So again, thank you so much for liking to this video. Subscribe, helps the channel, and new videos are coming in just a few days. Cheers.